Welcome everybody to the Smiles for Life webinar. We're going to start here in about 1 minute. We're grateful to have you all with us. You are in listen-only mode, all of you, which will hopefully eliminate some voice distractions. You can hear us, but we can't hear you. So if you do have a question and you'd like to ask it, you'll notice that on the right-hand side of your control panel, there is a place where you can ask questions, and we hope that as the seminar rolls along, if you have a question, that you will put it in there, and we will get to them in the last 15 minutes or so of the webinar. We welcome to the webinar two of our most valued resource partners, Lane Anderson of Prospecta Marketing and Jack Hadley of MySocialPractice. Gentlemen, welcome.
Thank you. Good to be with you.
Thanks, Greg.
We're anxious that all of you leave this webinar today with all of the knowledge and the tools that you will need for a very successful campaign. This is our 15th year, and some of you are part of that $31 million that we have already raised for Smiles for Life, and some of you are just beginning. So wherever you are in the process, we welcome you and want you to know how grateful we are for all of your generous contributions to help kids. Before we get to what Jack and Lane have prepared for us today, I wanted to walk through just a few housekeeping details. First, all of you by now should have received a box of materials, that your marketing box, that has all of the instructions and marketing things for Smiles for Life. If you have not already received that, if you would call us here at the Crown Counsel office or send an email to Jordan, Jordan, at crowncounsel.com, we want to be sure that that didn't get lost in the UPS system somewhere. That box acts as kind of your guide for all of the materials that are available to you for the campaign. You should have already selected your local charity partner. If you have a charity partner that is different than the one that we have shown you in that box, you should have made a note of that and faxed it to us or called us so that we know what to show as your local charity partner. If you have a new charity partner, we need in our office the new 501c3 document, or what is called a determination letter from the IRS, that shows that the charity that you have picked has tax-exempt status. You also should have ordered your new pass-along cards. If you haven't looked all the way through that box yet, there is a sheet in there that we need you to check the box and send back to us that says, yes, all of this information is accurate. Please order my pass-along cards, or all of this information is not accurate. Here are the changes, and please order my pass-along cards. You should have all also had your whitening material request sent to us. Now, those of you who got your request to us by about the 10th of February will receive your whitening materials by the 1st of March. We've spoken to our friends at Philips Oral Healthcare, and they're on track. If by chance you don't see them on Friday or Thursday, give them through the weekend, but they are on track. Let me explain how the bleaching system works. We order whitening material from Philips Oral Healthcare every Friday. So any new material that you need, if you will send us this whitening material request form sometime during the week, Jordan will order the new material on Friday. Philips will order that to be shipped the following Monday or Tuesday. It ships out of their California facility. So depending on where you are in the country or in Canada, you will know how long that should take to get to you. But we hope you'd give them about 2 weeks worth of lead time. It's very frustrating for them to have an emergency where we get a call on Monday and we hear from you that you've used up all your whitening materials, you forgot to order, you need us to call Phillips and get them to emergency send it to you. It's expensive, and it also kind of wears on their good nature since they're paying for all of the shipping and all of the bleaching material. So be kind to Phillips. Speak kindly of Phillips Oral Healthcare everywhere you can. And if you can think ahead when you can see that you need more material, that would be terrific. Those of you who are at the annual event and those of you who have received your box should have seen your T-shirts. Thank you for all of the enthusiastic orders for all of those T-shirts. We did place the order on the 22nd of February, and they have told us that they'll be about a week, maybe 9 days in production. And as soon as we have those, we will send those immediately out to you so that you can use them. There is a second deadline for T-shirts on the 22nd of March. So if you haven't decided what you need, or if you want to do this, get those orders into us by the 22nd of March. We'll gang those up and send them. The reason that we're doing that is Jack Hadley and his great folks at MySocialPractice found a vendor that is able to make these shirts for less than $4 a piece, and we're passing that straight through, but the only way we can do it is if we order them all at once. So if you can be sure to get those into us by the 22nd of March, that would be great. You also will find in your box your charitable contribution receipts. We have given you an initial supply of 25 of those. A couple of things we want to be sure that you remember. We never send cash in the mail. So especially this year where you've got the cards that you're putting on the wall and acknowledging receipt of, say, $10 from people that are coming through your practice, if you receive cash, it is best to receipt that into the practice, even if you want to collect a few of those, and then include that in a check that will come to Smiles for Life when you send it in. You're welcome to charge, to fill out a charitable contribution receipt for each of those $10 gifts if you would like. You're welcome to charge those to a credit card if you like. But please don't send cash. It makes the auditors nuts. Jack is going to talk a lot about this later, but if you will remember that being a member of the Smiles for Life group on www.crowncouncil.org is the place where all Smiles for Life information, materials are present. And if you have not already asked to join that group, that's a very important part of what you will need to do to keep up with all of the latest and greatest. Jordan Smith in the Crown Council office is the guy who is responsible for Smiles for Life. If you have questions, he's the first stop. So Jordan at crowncouncil.com, or he in our office here is at extension 103, and we invite you to contact him and ask him any questions that you might have, and he can direct you to a place where you can get them answered if you don't know, if he doesn't know the answer himself. I think that's everything. If there were some details that you wanted an answer to that I didn't give you, this would be a good time to start asking questions. And we are going to switch presenters here over to Lane. Hang on just a minute here, and I am going to get Lane's screen up for us. And Lane, if you can see that coming.
Very good. And I'll pop up here. Very good. All right, glad to be with you today. Want to talk to you about some wonderful developments that are designed to help you with your Smiles for Life campaign, and going to offer us some opportunity to help get this news out to more people who might not be aware of it. We've had in past years some great success with Smiles for Life, and have seen that continue to grow. And so the question is, how do we reach more people outside the practice who might not be aware of Smiles for Life and could add to the campaign and benefit from this opportunity to both whiten their smile and to help children? We're excited today to be able to announce a new partnership with Google to add search ads into the Smiles for Life campaign. In other words, some paid advertising that will extend the reach and the visibility of this campaign. Through some work that Greg at the Crown Council has done, he's qualified for a Google grant of as much as $10,000 per month for us to invest in paid advertising to notify people of the Smiles for Life campaign. This is provided by Google as a grant for a charitable organization, and that means that as much as $330 a day in paid advertising can go out to help people who are searching to find us and know more about the Smiles for Life campaign while it's running. What this allows us to do is reach more people, and it'll bring them to the home page on the smilesforlife.org site. And as you're probably aware, right here there is a search finder where they can enter their zip code and find the nearest Smiles for Life dentist. And so this will help them to help drive that traffic to your office. Provides an opportunity. So how much difference could this potentially make? We work with a number of doctors to help add greater visibility to their practices, and our typical return is about at least a 7 times return on the ad spend. So if we were able to, just as an estimate, if we were able to invest, say, $40,000 over the course of the campaign and realize that similar kind of 7 times return on that ad spend, it would mean more than $250,000 added to your efforts within the office, bringing more people in to learn about it and benefit from Smiles for Life and benefit the charities. So it's a nice additional thing. What do you need to do? Really nothing. It's just going to be an added benefit of the campaign to help add visibility to it, and just respond when those people might contact your office. So that'll be a nice
thing. We might want to ask them to do is to go to smilesforlife.org, enter in their zip code, and be sure that what shows there is exactly like they want it to show. And if it's not, then they can call us here and we can help fix that.
That's great. And I'll make sure they've got the right contact information on there. That's a great idea. We've also got another way to add some visibility to this campaign and help other people be aware of it is the use of press releases. And we've gone through as another contribution to the Smiles for Life effort and revised the press releases that are available to you. And the benefit of those releases is really just to add visibility and awareness to your Smiles for Life campaign, hopefully to attract more new patients. There are 2 of these that are going to be going out. The first of those is a national press release, which will be released on early next week at the very beginning of the campaign. Although the campaign starts on Friday, it's Better News Day early in the week, and so we'll release a national press release that will announce the campaign and go out to thousands, literally, of print outlets and electronic media, as well as some online distribution to the news services that publish online. And that press release will talk about the benefits of the campaign. It'll have some links to the Smiles for Life page where that dentist locator is, and provide some visibility there. In addition to that, we've also updated a local press release that you can use to customize that information in the release for your practice. And you'll see this is quite small, but it has basically blanks that you can just fill in. It's a Word document. You can download it from the smilesforlife.org site, and Jack will show you exactly where to locate that. You can just download this, fill in your practice information, and then use that press release to get some additional visibility. A couple of things you could do with that. If you're, it would be a good idea to take that to your local paper. If you're in a smaller community, a lot of times they're willing to print that in the paper. If you have someone that helps you online, they might be able to also help you distribute that to a broader press audience and online, and that can link directly back to your website. If it's distributed online, there's a little bit of out-of-pocket cost to do that, but it's well worth it to get some added visibility. And so that local press release really just is very easy. It's all formatted for you and everything. Just fill in your information and then get that to some of the local media outlets in your market. It'd be good to give it to the paper, to the radio stations, even to the television stations if you have some locally. Sometimes they'll pick that up and have opportunities to promote that in the media. Just in summary, we've got two great opportunities to help extend this outside of your practice to draw more people in, both with that new paid advertising from Google Grants and some updated press releases that you can use to get some additional publicity. There are the press release that Jack's going to show you on the site talks about start of campaign, and this is to be used, right away next week or at the very beginning of the campaign. We will put together another press release that you can use at the end of the campaign, and that'll be posted on the site toward the end of the campaign, and that'll be available later. So anyway, hopefully those will be a nice contribution to the campaign and help with your success. And with that, I will pass this back to you, Greg.
Thank you, Lane. Two comments about what you presented. I want to be sure that we remember that Lane and Jack here, who MySocialPractice, these guys are what they do to contribute to the campaign is what they do best. And we appreciate, Lane, what you are doing to contribute to Smiles for Life, and Jack, you as well. We're grateful for your many contributions to the campaign. One other thing that I might mention about the press release is a great partner in your press release material is your local charity. Sometimes a local charity will have a great in with a publicity source, a newspaper or a radio or a TV station, and so when the press release is finished, it has a place in there for you to list your local charity partner. Be sure that you give them a copy of the release or have a conversation with them about the press release so that they have an opportunity to help you get as much exposure as you can.
And that's a good point, Greg. There is a very often at the bottom of a press release, you'll put a little bit about the relevant organization. So there'll be a place to put a little bit of information about your practice, and then you could put a short paragraph about the charity that you're partnering with that provides a little bit of information about them, and they can contribute that information to the press release, and that'll provide some added to the press release. So.
Great. Well, with that, Mr. Hadley, we can see your screen coming up. We welcome you and look forward to being educated.
Well, thank you, Greg, and thanks for inviting me. And Lane, thank you for all you're doing. It's so great to work with Lane and the group over at Prospecta, because a lot of things we do just go hand in hand and hand in glove, and so I'm excited about the things that Lane's working on as well. So what I'd like to do is, Greg has asked me to take just a few minutes and go through some of the mechanics of the things that we've developed to help with this year's campaign. And so I'm going to go through some slides here, and as I do so, please continue to send in questions that you may have. I think Greg's kind of aggregating those, so at the end we can answer those questions. Again, Greg mentioned this in the beginning, really important that the point person in your practice be a member of the Smiles for Life group on crowncouncil.org. That is the place where all of the material that we talk about today and all of the material throughout the campaign can be easily accessed and downloaded and linked to and so forth. There are, when you are a member of the Smiles for Life group, you can access this landing page, which has everything right on the landing page that you need. At the top is that first red circle. You can click there to review all of the things that I'm going to talk about today. Just below that is a link to all of the Facebook materials that we are providing this year, the headers for your Facebook page, and all of the materials that you need to be able to access, to be able to use Facebook better during the campaign. As you scroll down a little bit further on that landing page, you'll see that there's a place where you can download all of the logos that are associated with the campaign, including the Philips Zoom logo and the Smiles for Life logos. Just below that, there is a link to really some fantastic training that Steve Anderson has prepared. He's done this, I think he did it a couple of years ago, but it is absolutely critical, in my opinion, especially if you're new to Smiles for Life, to take a few minutes and to go through this training. When you click on that little image of Steve, it will take you to a page where this training can be watched in one video segment, which is about 40 minutes, or it's broken down into about 6 kind of shorter lessons that you can go through. And I would highly recommend that you spend some time learning from Steve how to talk to Smiles for Life patients that come in, and how to convert them into long-term patients for your practice. I think it's a very important thing to do. As you scroll down just a little bit further on the landing page, there is the link to download the press releases that Lane just spoke of. So if you click there, you can easily download those Word documents. Just below that is a link to the additional materials order form. As you know, if you've gotten your box in the mail, there's an order form in there, but if you would prefer to do that online, then you click here and it goes right to a form where you can order more pass-along cards, you can order a banner for your practice, you can order more t-shirts. All of those things are available by clicking on that order form. And then finally, as you scroll down that landing page to the bottom, there is our comment wall where we can have exchanges. And many of you have asked me questions during the last month, and we're very quick at responding. So we keep this page up and open on our computers here at MySocialPractice all the time. So we respond very quickly. And just to make sure everybody understands, if you are a member of crowncouncil.org, you know that any person, any other member on crowncouncil.org, you can access and send a message to by simply clicking on their name. If you were to click on my name and wanted to ask me a question offline, then you can see there's a send a message button down there. So you can contact me directly, or be sure to contact me on the landing page for Smiles for Life. So those of you who were at the annual event, this may be a little bit of a review for you, but I know a lot of you who are on the webinar today were not at the annual event. So let me very quickly explain the 3 opportunities that MySocialPractice has developed for the campaign this year. The first one is simply the new look and feel of the campaign. And if you have your box in the mail, you've kind of had a chance to go through some of those materials. and to take a look at those things. One of the things that we've done is, of course, the enhancements to the website, and Lane has talked about how we're driving more traffic there this year. We're really excited about that component of the website. The creative portion of this year's campaign is based on kind of a fun little concept, and that is that there are good reasons to whiten your teeth, and there are even better reasons to whiten your teeth. And some of you may have had a chance to watch some of the videos that we've created 3 little viral, hope to be viral videos that kind of talk about this campaign slogan in sort of a fun way. In addition, you've probably seen the posters that have been sent out to your practice, and this is actually an image of one of the banners that you can order. These were not included in your box, but can be special ordered on the Smiles for Life group site. They're very inexpensive, and Greg is just passing direct cost along to your practice if you want to do some larger banners to put in your practice. You've probably had an opportunity to try on some of your shirts, and you can order more of those shirts, as Greg has mentioned. Also, on the online form, if you'd like to have more of the buttons that we sent out to you, that Crown Council sent, you can, while supplies last anyway, you can order some more of those buttons if that would be helpful for you. In the box, you also received the table tent. We're very excited to have those this year in different designs. We encourage you to have those throughout your practice in each operatory if you can do that to generate more interest. And then I did mention the 3 videos. We are going to have, it's not on the landing page on the group page yet, but we will have a link there in the next couple of days that goes to some training that will help you know how to utilize these 3 videos. There are a number of ways that you can share these, and we'll go through and train you on how to do that, including the opportunity to download the original file and upload that to your Facebook page. And if you don't know how to do that, we'll teach you how to do that. You're getting your customized handout cards, and Greg mentioned the importance of getting the right information back to the Crown Council to get those cards printed. And then if I could take just a minute and explain just briefly this new idea that is part of the campaign this year. We know that there are lots of people in your practice that have either been whitened recently or maybe don't have the interest in doing the whitening. We still think it's an opportunity to help them, help us, help kids. And the way that we thought we would do that is we'd send each practice 100 little cards with the goal that if 100 patients over the 4 months each donated, say, $10, that generates another $1,000 per practice, which could potentially raise another $500,000 for kids. So in little tiny increments, maybe you could give your patients an opportunity to help the cause. And if they choose to do that, we've kind of gone with the model that you've seen other donations, other campaigns use, where people could write their name and you could display that card in a prominent place in your office to give them thanks for donating. So those things that I just mentioned are the first of these 3 opportunities, and you, of course, have received all those. You don't have to do anything additional to participate at that level. I do want to take just a minute and tell you about these 2 other opportunities. Here at MySocialPractice, we've developed what we're calling a Facebook solution, which includes a number of things that are in addition to what I just showed you that would help you better promote Smiles for Life on your Facebook page. Now, this is offered at no cost to your practice, but it is an opt-in, and many of you, and we appreciate all of you, we've had dozens and dozens of practices who have opted into this, and we're excited to help you with it. It does require that you let us know that you want to opt in. These materials don't get sent to you automatically. But let me show you real quick what you'll get if you opt into this. One of the things that's important is we want to help you build the likes on your Facebook page, just generally, aside from the Smiles for Life efforts. And one of the ways we do that is we're going to send you out this little grab bag promotion with a couple of other posters that you can use that will just help. It's a little grab bag promotion that helps you build the likes on your Facebook page. I mentioned a minute ago that there are images that we have created that you can download to swap out your cover image on your Facebook page. And we recommend that you do that every couple of weeks during the 4-month campaign. It gives a fresh look to your Facebook page, and one of the neatest things is when you change that cover image, it pushes that out into your feed, and everybody who likes your page sees that you've changed that image. And it's another kind of fun way for them to notice Smiles for Life. Here's an example. Our good friends at Elizabethtown Dental, one of our clients who has already started swapping those images into their cover photo there at the top of their Facebook page. And you can see down below that gets pushed again to their feed each time they change that cover page. The second thing that we're doing as part of this Facebook solution is every business morning you will be emailed what we call a daily Facebook kickstart idea. That will come to you directly in your email to the point person in your practice, and it contains an idea, a quick idea and an image that you can then upload to your Facebook page. And we take a great deal of time preparing these every single business day. And once a week, it will be Smiles for Life specific. This idea will be Smiles for Life specific. So on this slide, I'm showing you a few examples of just our regular daily kickstarts. And if you opt in to the Facebook solution, you will receive these in addition. So every day, you'll get some kind of a fun idea for you to post to Facebook. And then once a week, that idea will be specific to Smiles for Life. So we don't want to overwhelm people by posting every single day something about Smiles for Life, but we feel like once a week, that's a great way to do it. So 15 or 16 times or whatever over the 4 months, they'll get a specific a specific Smiles for Life message. And then, so that's the second opportunity is this Facebook solution. The third opportunity for those of you who would like to opt in, per Greg's request, we have made our complete social media marketing solution available to any Smiles for Life participating practice during this 4-month campaign. And what we've done is just to help out, we are waiving our setup fee on our complete social media solution. So all you would have to do is just opt into our monthly fee during the campaign, and you would essentially receive all of the integrated solution that we provide for all of our clients. And if you're already one of our clients, all of these materials will be you'll be upgraded to all of the new look and feel of this new campaign, of course at no cost. But let me just tell you real quick what this third opportunity is. It's a much more comprehensive social media solution and includes a landing page on a blog site that we will create for you. Here's an example of the one at Elizabethtown, which aggregates all of the information for Smiles for Life. It includes a little form where people can fill that out, which will email you a request for an appointment to have their teeth whitened. Also on the right-hand side, there's a very prominent call to action to whiten your smile and help a child. Those posts get aggregated and sent out in a monthly newsletter to your patient base. So we help, we take your current patient base and send out a newsletter to them each month. And at the top of that newsletter each month will be one blog post that is Smiles for Life specific. So it'll be lots of content, but as a part of that, we'll be talking about Smiles for Life. And of course, I've showed you how that integrates with Facebook. The neat thing about this integrated solution is that you're talking about Smiles for Life from a whole bunch of different angles. And the other neat thing is that during this 4 months, it's an opportunity for you to really understand what it means to use social media marketing in your practice. So it isn't just about Smiles for Life, but you're going to learn how to use social media to build your business during this 4-month campaign, which I think is really a great opportunity. So those are the three opportunities. The first, again, you don't have to do anything. You got that stuff in the box and it came in the mail and so forth. But then options number 2 and 3, you just need to opt into those if you think that sounds like something you would like to do. And the way to do that is to contact me. The easiest way is probably just to email me, jack@MySocialPractice.com, and we'll get you going on either opportunity number 2 or number 3. There is one other thing that I wanted to mention. We will be contacting a number of your practices by phone to see if there are opportunities for us to maybe talk with your charity, or to write a little blog post, or to offer a little additional support. You know, part of the power of social media is storytelling. And if there's a great story to tell about how your practice has helped a charity, we would love to help you do that. We may have some limited bandwidth in how many of these we can develop, but we're happy to help you. So if your practice has a great relationship with a charity and a great story to tell, send me an email and let me know, and we'll get somebody on our team to make a few calls and see if we can't develop a great blog post that we can then not only make it available to you, but if you've opted into our solution, we can have that pushed out through all of your social media tools, and we'll probably also feature those stories on smilesforlife.org on the national website to generate more interest. So, Greg, I think that was the content that I wanted to go through, unless you have things you wanted to add.
I'll tell you, I've got 7 or 8 questions here. Maybe we could just run through it. Let me start with the press releases. I had a question about a practice that does not have any relationship with any media. And so the question has come up, Lane, what do you do if you don't have any relationship with any media? Do you call them and arrange for an appointment to go visit with them? Do you drop it in the mail? Do you just show up at the newspaper? What is the best solution for getting a relationship started with somebody that you want to print your stuff?
Good question. You know, they're looking for news, and so it's just good to keep that in mind. What you're, to the extent that you can help them with their job, having something newsworthy, then that will help your cause. So in terms of approaching them, you could certainly call and either see if you can make an appointment. If you're not having success at that, you can certainly mail it in to them. But if you can put together something that's, the press release is newsworthy, if you have a great story with the local charity that you're doing, that often will help generate some interest with the outlet, whatever it is, either radio or newspaper. And then the other thing you can do, which doesn't require a relationship, is to just distribute it online, and it'll go out to news outlets and your local ones. You can set it to go to your local ones, as well as some specialized kinds of outlets. You can do some of those free of charge. The better ones, there will be some expense to doing that, and may require somebody that helps you with your internet marketing or works in publicity to help you with that. But that's another way that you can do it.
There are also,
Excellent.
if I could chime in, there are also a number of news organizations that are very active with social media. And so sometimes you have an opportunity to chime into the conversation, especially if you have a great story to tell about your charity. Most news organizations are well integrated into social, so look for opportunities there to maybe pique their interest in something.
Thank you. Jack, I had a question about maybe explaining in more detail where they will find the information about the 3 videos the training on that, where that will be on the site, where they should look?
The best place to find that will be on that same landing page at the Smiles for Life group on crowncouncil.org. You noticed I went through and showed you the 5 or 6 things that are currently there. The video training will appear there. They're developing the training right now, so I would say by tomorrow, at the latest Monday, they can look at that same landing page to find that video training.
Okay, and one other, Jack, a reiteration maybe, but that second solution that you talked about, the Facebook solution, is offered at no cost, but they do need to send you an email and opt into that. That is, it's not something we're just going to do. We want them to be engaged in social media before you turn that switch on.
Well, that's correct, and if a practice does not currently have a Facebook page, but you know, if you're interested in developing Facebook as a tool for your practice, we'd be happy to walk you through how to get that page set up and do that, of course, at no charge or whatever. So if you've been thinking about Facebook and you're not there yet, might be a good time during Smiles for Life to take that leap and to do that. And I forgot to mention, Greg, you and I visited yesterday that at the conclusion of the webinar today, we're happy to, we're going to give you a link to an ebook and also to another little webinar that is a more comprehensive description of how to use social media in your practice. And so, you know, if you're kind of on the fence, like you're not sure how social media really works or why it should be important to your practice, take a look at those things that Greg will be sending out to that list, everyone that registered today. Take a look at those and see if there's a good fit for your practice. And if so, opt into the Facebook solution during the campaign and we can help you learn.
2 other questions in regard to that, Jack. One is, if they're already a client of yours, I've had a question, you're just automatically doing it. They don't need to opt in, right?
That's correct. If you're already a MySocialPractice client, your blog has likely already been upgraded to the new format, which includes the Smiles for Life branding. And yeah, you don't need to do anything. It's all taken care of.
And another question on the same line, they saw, someone asked, they saw the $299 price during the campaign, and they wanted to know what the price was at the end of the campaign if they wanted to continue. And my understanding is that $299 is the price that would continue on. That's you're giving them the $1,500. You don't have to pay it to get set up for free, and then $299 is the regular monthly price, and that would continue if they wanted to continue. Is that correct?
That's correct. That's our regular monthly price, and at any time, it's just month to month. We feel like we work hard to earn our money every month, and at any time, whether it's at the end of the campaign or beyond, there's no contract or anything. So basically, we're just waiving the setup fee and setting up everything for you, and you can opt in to, you can stay one of our clients after the campaign or not. It's totally up to you.
This is an important part of what we do. I know that Lane has mentioned this a few times, but the percentage of people that are finding dentists online is growing. Do you remember the number, Lane? You mentioned it to me. Yeah, what percentage of the people?
80% of internet users go online to look for healthcare information now. So it's a huge number. And that would include, you know, any kind of medical care and dental care. So it's a significant source of visibility. And the benefit of online, as we all know, is that there's a lot of information there to do research and find out ahead of time, you know, about your practice and what you offer. And so it really, in the previous life, why phone books were big, people have evolved because it's just a much better source of information to go online. You can learn and it's more interactive.
Thank you. A couple of questions about the donation, the wall cards, and I can take these. Can the donations be more than $10? You know, you can do anything you want there. The poster does say $10, but I've seen already in some practices close to home here, where when they have their excuse me, when they have their teeth whitened, they put up a card for them because they've contributed to the campaign, and you can take $10, $20, $5, whatever you want. Um, the more cards, the better. And we have more cards here. We sent you 100 cards, but if you need more of those, just let us know, and we'd be happy to send more cards out. And that is also true of the tent cards, the buttons. We have more of those here, and if you have a need for them, as long as our initial print lasts, you're welcome to have more of those if that's helpful to you. Jack, you might just mention a couple of ideas you had about why we instituted the shirts, and a couple of the ideas you had about how those could be used in the practice.
Yeah, we had a lot of feedback. We put this idea out to a number of our clients who are Smiles for Life participating practices, and we had a number of practices that thought that they might do like a Smiles for Life Wednesday, for example, and they would have every team member wear their shirt, including the doctor, on Wednesdays to promote more interest and excitement about Smiles for Life. We've also heard about a practice, I believe it's practice in Canada, Greg, if I remember right, that has ordered a number of shirts and is taking a shirt around to all the like-minded, quote-unquote, businesses in their community. So hair salons, med spas, places that might have clients and patients that are interested in that might be a good fit for teeth whitening, and taking a shirt along to them. I mean, for $4, it's a great conversation starter to make more friends in the community. And so we've been thinking that there's a lot of ways to use these shirts since they're such a great price point. There's also a couple of practices that have ordered enough shirts to give away a shirt to each patient that comes in and gets whitened. So as part of the thank you for donating to Smiles for Life and getting their smile whitened, they're giving them a t-shirt. And again, it's just something to get out there and get the word out better.
We had one practice where the doctor is a member of a local service club. I don't remember if it was Rotary or Lions or whatever, and he ordered enough shirts to take, they ordered all large, but ordered enough shirts to take him to one of the meetings, and they agreed to give him 5 minutes to explain the campaign, and then he's going to give a shirt to everybody. So it's really meant as a way to create additional exposure.
Also at the annual event, those of you who were there, for those of you who weren't there, we did a little contest where we had the point person in the practice put the shirt on and take a picture and upload it to the Facebook page. And this may be an opportunity in your practice to have your team members take a picture of them. Once a month, have each of your team members take a picture wearing their shirt somewhere fun in your community and upload that to your Facebook page. And what happens is that has this great viral effect because all of their friends will see it, and the message just keeps getting pushed out. So that's another way that we've noticed that we've had a couple practices talk about doing some little contests with the shirts.
I've had a question about how we maximize a relationship with a local charity partner. And Jack, do you want to take a first stab at that? I've got a few ideas.
Well, it seems like that the most success that we've seen over the last couple of years is when there's a great communication between the charity and the practice. There are lots of charities that have their own lists, and I think sometimes what happens is that there's not enough collaboration between the practice and the charity. Many of these charities also have their own social media tools and their own social media platforms, and they just need sometimes ideas for pushing that out and reminders. And so as part of this Facebook solution, those charity partners that have any that have a Facebook page and any kind of traction on Facebook, there's an opportunity there to share those things between the two businesses and create more momentum. So we've just seen that there's often great stories to be told and lots of audiences to leverage if there's just a little bit more collaboration and communication between the charity and the practice.
Lane, you might want to weigh in on that. I know that when we're optimizing things, that if we can get our message into their message, that oftentimes it allows more people to find us.
Yeah, I was just going to say, you know, your most valuable page on your website is usually your home page and their home page. And if you can develop that relationship where they're willing to put a little, you know, promotional piece on their home page and link it to your practice website, that will benefit you organically. It'll also benefit you from just referral traffic that might come from people who are on their charity page. And then in addition to that, all things that Jack's mentioning can be beneficial as well if you're sharing information across your Facebook pages as well. So there are probably multiple places to create some electronic linkage, and that'll be beneficial.
A couple of other things on my end here. This webinar was recorded, and we've had some people jump on late who wanted to hear the early part of it. We will post this webinar on the crowncouncil.org site under the training tab and then webinars. So if any of you are interested in some detail or reviewing the slides, you're welcome to do that. I've had two other questions. One is, where does the money go that does not go to the local charity? And I can tell you that over 15 years, the Smiles for Life Foundation has worked through a number of national initiatives which we work on. We have a great partnership with the Garth Brooks Teammates for Kids Foundation, and through them we support their Child Life Zone project in children's hospitals across the country. We also have a very active role in the Dominican Republic, where over 500 Crown Council members of their teams and families have been, and we help support that operation base with equipment and supplies down there that allow us to continue to give outside of what we do here in the United States and Canada. There are a number of other initiatives that we have done over the years, but those are the major ones right now. I've had another question about what offices are charging for Zoom whitening and take-home whitening during the campaign. And I will give my standard answer to that, which is it is really determined market to market. The only constant is that generally we have found greater success if you charge or ask for a contribution that is some less than what you would normally charge if they walked into your office when the campaign was not in operation. Now, there are a lot of practices that do Smiles for Life year-round now, but all I can say is if you charge something less than what you do, market-to-market whitening is almost a commodity, and some markets, guys, give it away for free. Some markets, you can charge a lot more, but we have found that in the patient base, if you just charge a little less, it seems to work out better. I think, oh, one more thing, and Lane can check on this. I had a response from somebody in Canada that said they had been on the smilesforlife.org site and were not able to search for the Canadian practices. And Lane and I will connect on that before the end of the day. We have just updated crowncouncil.com and smilesforlife.org, which are the two public sites. And we have added some software to those sites that allow the searches to be active based on where the original request comes from. So if you're in Australia and you go to crowncouncil.com, it's going to bring up the Australian doctors. If you're in Canada and the request comes from Canada, it knows you're searching from Canada, and the same is true in the United States. So if that function is not working in Canada, we'll look into that today and see what we can do.
Yeah, we'll check into that.
We'll look on that and get back to you on what to do. So Lane and Jack, thank you so much for all you do to make Smiles for Life work, and each individual practice. Thank you for what you do. We are grateful to do this with you. We volunteer like you do here in the Crown Council office, and we think that this is one of the finest things that we do, and we hope you find it the same. Thank you for listening, and Jack and Lane, thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Great to be with you today.